Shri Kartikeya Sharma. Shri Kartikeya Sharma to move a resolution urging the government inter alia to establish a council for future affairs (CFA) to drive innovation in fields like AI, blockchain, quantum computing, and water reuse to create policies for technology transfer, IP ownership, and market deployment while fostering global collaboration to ensure funding for long-term R&D and set national goals for technological leadership. Kartikeya Sharma.
Honourable Vice Chairman, ma'am, and distinguished members of this august House, I rise today to present a private member's resolution of profound national importance, the establishment of a Council of Future Affairs for our nation. This resolution emerges from a deep responsibility and a golden opportunity towards securing India's position as a global leader in the era of rapid technological transformation. The rapid evolution of transformative technologies such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, quantum computing, small modular nuclear energy, and advanced water reuse systems is fundamentally reshaping the global economies, industries, and power structures. While India possesses a robust research ecosystem, we need to harmonize research institutions, industry players, policymakers, and investors. This harmonization significantly limits our ability to transition groundbreaking research into market-ready products that can benefit our citizens and establish India's technological sovereignty. In today's rapidly evolving global scenario, there exists a pressing need for a holistic, unified strategic body equipped with strategic execution and legislative capabilities. Such an institution would eliminate the current siloization of development efforts that leads to delays in innovation, duplication of work, and inefficiencies in scaling technologies and breakthroughs. The next era of global leadership will undoubtedly be determined by nations that successfully integrate cutting-edge research, product innovation, and strategic policy making under a single forward-looking framework. India must position itself proactively as a leader in the future affairs, anticipating and shaping technological, economic, and geopolitical trends rather than merely reacting to them. More than 70% of businesses in the future will be based on knowledge. Through this resolution, I am urging the government to institute a Council of Future Affairs that would provide a unified strategic framework for research-driven innovation and product development in critical future domains. The proposed council would serve as an apex body comprising of leading experts, industry leaders, policymakers, global investors, academic institutions, and startups, ensuring multi-stakeholder approach to deep tech research, product commercialization, and national strategy formulation. I would like to, through you, Honourable Vice Chairman, ma'am, inform the House that Haryana, the state I come from, has set a pioneering example in this direction. There is a state-level initiative as a model for national importance and implementation. The government of Haryana has taken a revolutionary step by establishing the Department of Future Affairs, becoming the first state in India to create a dedicated institutional mechanism for anticipating and preparing for future challenges and opportunities. This department demonstrates Haryana's commitment to positioning the state to become a leader in adopting emerging technologies and innovative governance approaches. The Haryana model shows how a dedicated future-thinking institution can integrate planning across multiple sectors, including agriculture, healthcare, manufacturing, education, energy, IT, transport, urban development and urban living, tourism, and environmental management. The Department of Future Affairs in Haryana serves as a think tank, implementation catalyst, and a coordination hub for future-oriented initiatives, scanning the horizon for emerging technologies and assessing their potential impact on the state's economy and society. The state's approach demonstrates how federal structures in India can incubate, innovate governance models that can later be scaled to national level. There are umpteen number of global examples of future-focused governance. I would like to quote a few so that we can take an informed decision on this. I would like to quote some of the developments in the United Arab Emirates, where they have set up the comprehensive future governance. The UAE established the Ministry of Cabinet Affairs and the Future in 2016, demonstrating institutional commitment to the future planning at the highest government level. Created the position of Minister of State of Artificial Intelligence in 2017, becoming the first country in the world and dedicated an AI minister. This has accelerated the AI adoption across government services with more than 100 plus AI use cases which have been already implemented. Results are that UAE has risen from the 30th to 9th place in the Global Innovation Index. Between 2016 and 23, digital government services now save an estimated of 2.5 billion dirhams annually because of that. Singapore is another good example, which has set up the Strategic Foresight and Execution Excellence. Singapore's Centre for Strategic Futures, established in 2009 under the Prime Minister's office, conducts scenario planning and horizon scanning to identify emerging issues. The Research, Innovation and Enterprise, the RIE 25 plan allocates $25 billion, Singapore billion dollars, for strategic technological development with clear missions and accountability mechanisms. Singapore's AI governance framework, developed by the Personal Data Protection Commission, provides a risk-based model balancing innovation with ethical consideration. Results. Singapore consistently ranks amongst the top 5 nations for digital competitiveness and attracts $17.2 billion in fixed asset investments in 2023 despite global economic uncertainties. Another great example is Israel, which has created the innovation ecosystem with defense technology integration. Israel's Innovation Authority serves as a central agency for technology development with specialized divisions for different maturity stages and technology domains. The government allocates 5.6% of the GDP to R&D, which is highest globally, with strategic coordination between defense needs and commercial applications. The Israeli's Technological Incubator Program provides for 85% funding of high-risk startups, and the Israeli Defense Forces Unit 88,200 functions as a talent incubator for cyber and AI technologies with structured pathways for transitioning military innovations and civilian applications. Results. Israel has the highest density of startups globally, 1 per 1,400 people, 1,400 citizens, and attracts the highest per capita venture capital investment of $414 per person annually. I would also like to quote an example of Finland, which has set up the Parliamentary Foresight and Participatory Futures. Finland's Committee for the Future, established in 1993 as a parliamentary standing committee, ensures long-term thinking in political decision-making. The committee engages directly with the citizens through deliberative democracy process to develop inclusive future visions, such as the Finland 2050 initiative. Sitara, the Finnish Innovation Fund, functions as an independent public foundation that reports directly to the Parliament with a 900 million endowment to pilot future-oriented initiatives. Result. Finland consistently ranks in the top 3 countries of e-government development and has successfully transitioned from resource-dependent to knowledge-based economy with one of the highest patent applications per capita. Another great example is that of South Korea. Industrial transformation through strategic planning. South Korea's National Science and Technology Council coordinates technology policy across 17 ministries and agencies, ensuring alignment with national strategic objectives. The K-New Deal allocated $144 billion for strategic technologies including AI, 6G, green energy and biotechnology between 2020 and 25. Result. South Korea is transformed as one of the world's poorest countries to a technological leader in a single generation, with the world's highest robot density in manufacturing, 1,000 per 10,000 workers. There are umpteen examples, but I will just quote a few to put in the context of why it is important and what is the relevance, how the world is approaching this issue and how India should as well. Japan has also set up a Society 5.0 and the Moonshot Research Program. The Japan's Council for Science, Technology and Innovation, CSTI, developed the Society 5.0 version for human-centered technology integration across all aspects of life. The Moonshot Research and Development Program commits $1.8 billion to the ambitious technology objectives, including AI robots capable of autonomous learning and avatar technologies. Japan's Cross-Ministerial Strategic Innovation Promotion Program, SIP, ensures coordination across government departments for critical technologies. Japan's Super City Initiative designates regions for regulatory flexibility and test autonomous vehicles, drone delivery and AI-driven public services. Result. Japan maintains leadership in robotics, 52% of the global market share, and holds 40% of patents in regenerative medicine despite of demographic challenges. It is important to understand where the world is going, in which direction the world is going. And therefore, with becoming the 5th largest economy, on the way to becoming the 3rd largest economy, and the vision of having India seen as a developed economy in 2047, we need to understand the challenges that we face and the opportunities that are confronted with which the rest of the world is taking. If we have to beat China at this game, we must understand how they have used this to their advantage as well. China centralized planning with their market mechanisms. China has a 5-year plan which provides comprehensive technology development roadmaps with the 14th plan of 21 to 25, prioritizing quantum information, AI, integrated circuits, and space technology. The Made in China 25 initiative targets 70% self-sufficiency in key technologies by 25 through coordinated industry policy. The National Natural Science Foundation reformed itself and evaluated to support a long-term high-risk research contributing to China's rise in the world top producers of scientific papers. So, as a result, China shares a global high-tech manufacturing. Value added increased from 7% in 2003 to 30% in 23. Now, Chinese companies now file more patents than ever before. Germany is also a great example. Germany's high-tech strategy, which 2025 coordinates innovation policies across federal ministers with 3.5 billion euros annual investment in key technologies. The Verhoeven Society operates 76 institutes conducting applied research with 30,000 plus staff, serving as a bridge between academia and industry. Germany's platform Industry 4.0 brings together 350 plus organizations to develop standards and reference architecture for the industry internet. The German Research Foundation provides ethical frameworks for emerging technology, balancing innovation with social responsibility. As a result, Vice Chairman, ma'am, Germany maintains manufacturing competitiveness despite high labor costs with 320 hidden champions, global market leaders in specialized sectors, and the world's highest trade surplus in research-intensive goods. Even United Kingdom, on the other hand, has similar strategies, and many other countries. But I would just mention a few. The UK established the Advanced Research and Innovation Agency, ARIA, in 2022 with 800 million funding and an exceptional autonomy to pursue high-risk research. As a result, despite relatively modest R&D of 1.7% of the GDP, the UK produces 14% of the world's most highly cited research papers and has created 43% of Europe's unicorn startups. The key lessons from these global examples, what are the key takeaways? The key lessons are that we are going to build institutional commitment. Countries achieving technological leaderships establish dedicated high-level institutions with direct reporting lines to senior leadership. Policy consistency is a very important factor because successful technology development requires long-term planning horizons which are more than 10 years, transcending electoral cycles. Ecosystem approach is again a very important aspect. Effective models integrate research, education, industry, finance, and regulatory functions rather than soil interventions. Public-private collaborations. The most successful program leverage public strategic direction with private sector innovation and commercialization capabilities. Risk tolerance. This is also very important. Leaders in emerging technologies implement specialized funding mechanism for high-risk, high-reward research startups with multidisciplinary integration, which is future-focused. Institutions break down boundaries between traditional disciplines, recognizing the breakthrough innovations and often occur at intersections. And international engagement. Even strongly nationalistic technology strategies maintain international scientific collaborations and talent attraction. These are some of the key lessons from the global examples that we've spoken about. But coming to the mission and the vision of the proposed council, and this is applicable because this is a very important part of the proposal. The mission statement for the proposed council to establish India as a global leader in the future technologies, integrated research, development and deployment of strategic emerging technologies, advanced national security, economic prosperity, and social well-being while ensuring technological sovereignty. The vision, Vice Chairman, ma'am, is to position India as a preeminent creator and deployer of critical future technologies by 2035. Create a unified ecosystem where research seamlessly translates into market-ready innovations across key strategic domains. Ensure that India not only adopts but also shapes the global technology standards and frameworks. Develop indigenous capabilities in critical technology areas to reduce foreign dependencies and establish technological sovereignty. Enable India to anticipate technological disruptions and proactively develop strategic responses rather than be reactive. Foster collaborative innovation across government, academia, industry and civil society to develop solutions for complex national challenges. Ensure technological development aligns with the Indian values and serves the diverse needs of our population. The strategic objectives are also very important to be understood, and the thought behind this entire initiative. Identify and prioritize critical technology domains where India can establish leadership or must ensure sovereign capabilities. Accelerate technology transfer from lab to market by reducing institutional barriers and creating integrated research to production pathways. Develop strategic foresight capabilities to anticipate technological disruptions and their socio-economic implications. Create a robust intellectual property framework that protects Indian innovations while enabling their commercialization. Establish a talent pipeline by aligning education and skill development with future technology needs. Promote international collaboration with safeguarding strategic national interests. The most important aspect of this proposal is alignment with the Modi government's vision. The Digital India and the technological self-reliance. The proposed Council of Future Affairs directly complements the Honourable Prime Minister Modi's Digital India vision by creating institutional mechanism to accelerate digitalization across sectors. The Council aligns with the government's focus of Atmanirbhar Bharat by strengthening indigenous technological developments, capabilities and reducing dependence on foreign technologies in critical sectors. Honourable Prime Minister Modi has repeatedly emphasized India's aspiration to be Vishwaguru, a world leader in technological domain. The Council would institutionalize this aspiration through a dedicated focus on future technologies. The government's push for innovation is evident in its initiatives like Startup India, Atal Innovation Mission and the National Research Foundation. The Council would provide a strategic umbrella to coordinate these efforts towards a future-focused technologies. The strategic governance through technology, this is a very important aspect. The Modi government has embraced technology as a governance tool. And that has been the bedrock of transformation in the last 10 years of this government and how it has brought transformations right from the grassroots levels to right at the top. As demonstrated by initiatives like the Jan Dhan Aadhaar Mobile, direct benefit transfer and the CoWIN platform, the Council would further enhance governance through advanced technologies. The government's focus on using technology for transparency and efficiency aligns with the Council's proposed role in developing next-generation public service delivery systems. The proposed Council would strengthen the implementation of the existing flagship programs like Digital India, Smart Cities Mission and National Hydrogen Mission by providing strategic foresight and technological integration capabilities. There are huge implications as far as national security and strategic autonomy is concerned, and especially because Honourable Prime Minister has emphasized the importance of technology for national security and strategic autonomy. The Council would institutionalize capabilities to develop indigenous technologies in critical domains. And the Honourable Prime Minister's vision of India as a robust democracy, leveraging technology for development aligns perfectly with the Council's proposed mission to develop ethical and inclusive technology solutions. This proposal is completely aligned with the vision of Viksit Bharat in 2047. I am proud to say that today I am a part of a parliament which has, and a part of a government which is headed by Honourable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, who has taken the vision of, and I can say so, that no one before him has actually thought of taking India to that world stage and bringing India and developing it as a developed economy by 2047. Because for the past 75 years, we have been struggling with our fundamental issues, which still remain, but we are progressing there. And if India needs to become a developed economy by 2047, this is a very important piece of suggestion, which I think we must inculcate in our way forward. Contributing to the economic growth targets of Viksit Bharat, which envisions India as a developed nation with a 30 trillion economy by 2047, the Council of Future Affairs would directly contribute by accelerating technology-driven growth across sectors. Viksit Bharat aims to increase R&D expenditure to 3% of GDP by 2047. The Council would provide strategic directions to ensure this investment focuses on future-ready technologies with maximum economic impact. It also will enhance India's global positioning. The Viksit Bharat 2047 envisions India as a global power with significant influence. Technological leadership fostered by the Council would strengthen India's geopolitical standing as well. Viksit Bharat targets making India a global innovation hub. The Council would accelerate this by creating institutionalized pathways for converting research into market-ready products. Addressing sustainable development goals. The Viksit Bharat 2047 emphasizes sustainable development. The Council would focus on technologies like renewable energy, water management and sustainable agriculture to address the environmental challenges while growing at that pace. I also want to come to one of the most important parts of this proposal, which is the importance of the Council in the era of the technological disruptions. We are living in a world where technology is not only enabler, but is a disruptor as well. And accelerating pace for technological change is very important. The pace of technology adoption is accelerated dramatically in the past few years. While telephones took 75 years to reach 100 million users, Instagram reached this milestone in just 2 years, and ChatGPT merely in 2 months. That is at the pace where technology is changing. By 2030, over 70% of the new value created in the global economy will be based on digitally enabled businesses and business models, according to the World Economic Forum. The average lifespan of the S&P 500 companies has decreased from 60 years in the 1950s to less than 20 years today, largely due to the technological disruptions, demonstrating the urgency for nations to establish institutional mechanisms to navigate these disruptions. The collective impact of AI, quantum computing, biotechnology and renewable energy technologies is expected to create an economic value of 15 to 30 trillion globally by 2030. And I quote this figure from the McKinsey Global Institute. So it is very important to understand the emphasis that the world is putting and the future holds as far as the evolution of these technologies is concerned. Economic impact of the technological leaderships. Countries that lead in adopting the AI technologies are projected to gain an additional 25% in economic benefits compared to those that lag, potentially adding 1.2 to 1.5% to annual GDP growth. These figures have been quoted by PwC Global AI Study in 2023. The quantum computing market is projected to reach $65 billion by 2030, with early adopter nations positioned to capture disproportionate economic benefits. This figure is quoted by Boston Consultancy Group. Nations with coordinated approach to technology development, like China's 5-year plans for technology, have demonstrated 30 to 40% greater efficiency in research commercialization compared to countries with fragmented approaches. The economic cost of technological fragmentation is estimated at 5% of potential GDP for developing economies that fail to coordinate their technological development strategies. That is why it is so important to have coordination and cohesion over here. There are huge national security implications. I have already briefly spoken about it, but I want to move to a more important point. Why India is uniquely positioned to lead in the future technologies. Today, we are the world's youngest country. The majority of our country is under the age of 35. We have a huge demographic advantage. And India possesses the world's largest youth population with 600 plus million citizens under 25 years of age, creating an unparalleled talent pool for technological innovation. India produces over 1.5 million engineering graduates annually, the highest in the world, providing a steady stream of technical talent. The median age in India is 28 years compared to 38 in China, 42 in Europe and 38 in the US, giving India a demographic dividend that will last until 2055 according to the UN population projections. India has the world's second largest English-speaking scientific and technical workforce, facilitating global collaborations and knowledge exchange. These are very pertinent and important points, ma'am. But also the digital infrastructure and adoption. I really want to emphasize on this point, because the good work which has been done by the government in the last 10 years, how do we take and unify it with this? So India's Unified Payment Interface, the UPI, processed 117 billion transactions valued at 182 trillion in financial year 23-24, demonstrating unmatched scale in digital financial structures. With over 950 million internet users and smartphone penetration expected to reach by 1 billion by 2026, India has created a massive base for technology adoption. The India Stack, Aadhaar, UPI, DigiLocker, etc., has demonstrated India's capability to build public digital infrastructure at an unprecedented scale and pace. India's data consumption has grown exponentially to over 20 GB per user per month, among the highest in the world, creating a very rich database of AI and ML applications. The innovation ecosystem and strengthening it. India has the world's third largest startup ecosystem with over 1 lakh registered startups and 100 plus unicorns, demonstrating strong and entrepreneurial capacity. The country has established a network of 25 innovation and technology development centers, 15 technology business incubators, and numerous center-state collaborative technologies. India ranks 48th on the Global Innovation Index in 2023, having improved its position from 41 since 2015, showing significant momentum in innovation capabilities. So there are strong leadership and policy environment which has been created in the last 10 years through the political will, the sheer political will to bring in transformation, and that is very visible on the ground. And let me just quote a few things. The Digital India program has transformed citizen-government interaction with over 4,000 government services now available online, reducing corruption and improving efficiency, which is one of the mainstays of this proposal, to bring in transparency and also accountability in a transformative way, being completely transparent in that process, as is being done by the government in the last 10 years. The JAM Trinity, the Jan Dhan Aadhaar Mobile, has enabled direct benefit transfers worth 28 lakh crores, eliminating leakages estimated at 2.2 lakh crores and ensuring transparent governance. The government e-marketplace, GEM, has processed transactions exceeding 4.5 lakh crores, bringing transparency to public procurement and enabling MSMEs to accelerate government contracts. There are umpteen examples. The list is so long I can go on and on. But the fundamental premise is that India is on a transformation path, and we are heading towards becoming a Viksit Bharat by 2047. And this suggestion can definitely aid in that process. But I also want to come back to the fact that how disruptive technologies have shaped global power dynamics. And it's an extremely important point. The discovery and control of oil resources fundamentally reshaped the global power structures in the 20th century, with the United States leveraging its oil abundance to fuel its rise as a superpower of the world. Countries that strategically managed their oil resources, like Norway, Sovereign Wealth Fund, created integrational prosperity. Nuclear technology transformed global security architecture after the World War II. With the nations possessing nuclear capability gaining significant geopolitical leverage, countries like France that developed civilian nuclear power reduced energy imports by 40%, strengthening economic sovereignty. The semiconductor revolution propelled economies like South Korea, Taiwan and Japan from the developing status to global economic powers. Taiwan's strategic focus on semiconductor manufacturing has resulted in TSMC controlling 60% of the global foundry market and 90% of the advanced chip production. The Internet revolution enabled the United States to establish economic and cultural dominance, with American tech companies now representing 7 of the world's 10 most valuable corporations. The US captured approximately 70% of the economic value created by the internet technologies. Contemporary examples of technology-driven leadership. Israel transformed itself into a startup nation through strategic investments in technology, achieving the highest density of tech startups, 1 startup per 1,400 people. This focus has created a tech sector that contributes 15% to the GDP, despite Israel having limited natural resources. South Korea's target development of battery technologies has resulted in Korean companies holding over 30% of the global EV battery market, positioning the country at the center of the electric vehicle revolution. Singapore's strategic focus on biotechnology through its Biopolis initiatives has transformed it into Asia's premier biomedical hub, attracting over $25 billion in investments and creating a sector that contributes 8% to the GDP. So, Economic impact on technology and leadership. Countries that led in adopting, and this is a very important point, Vice Chairman, ma'am, countries that led in adopting previous waves of digital technologies experienced a 25% higher GDP growth rate in the subsequent decades, according to the World Bank data. Non-nation states which coordinated approaches to emerging technologies have demonstrated 40% greater returns on R&D investments compared to countries with fragmented approaches. The economic impact of AI alone is estimated to be 15.7 trillion by 2030, with 70% of the benefits accruing to early adopter nations, according to PwC. The quantum computing race has already attracted over $35 billion in investments globally, with early leaders positioned to capture disproportionate economic and security benefits. There are lots of sectors that have been impacted by future of technologies, and especially the critical sectors requiring strategic focus, whether it's healthcare and life sciences, whether it's agriculture and food security, whether it's energy and sustainability, whether it's advanced manufacturing, whether it's national security and defense, whether it's space technology, whether it's financial services or education and skill development. But there is an urgency for strategic intervention. The accelerated pace of technological change creates a narrow window for establishing leadership positions, with early movers gaining significant advantages in standard setting and capturing the market. Cross-sectoral implications of emerging technologies necessitate coordination approaches rather than siloized departmental initiatives. The international technology governance frameworks are being actively shaped, especially because it has a dual use, and the nature of many future technologies are based on civilian and military applications as well. The use cases of future technologies are umpteen, whether it's AI-enabled diagnostics in medicine, telemedicine and remote monitoring, precision medicine and genomics, drug discovery through AI, stem cell therapy and regenerative medicine, stem cell treatment and degenerative diseases, gene editing for genetic disorders, immunotherapy for cancer, 3D bioprinting for tissues and organs, digital therapeutics and prescription apps, umpteen examples. But one of the most important aspects is these technologies have multiple manifestations. For example, the blockchain technology. On one hand, it can be used for cryptocurrency, and we all know the impacts of that. On the other hand, a blockchain technology can be used for governance, ensuring that data security can be ensured, and especially by imbibing it in the government setup, we will ensure transparency as well as a greater amount of accountability. So let me give you an example on how blockchain technology can be used beyond cryptocurrencies. Supply chain transparency and traceability. Blockchain can provide immutable records of product origin, handling, and quality certifications critical for agriculture exports worth 50+ billion annually. Implementation could potentially increase exports value by 15 to 20% through premium pricing of certified origins, as is the case by many EU laws coming in the future anyways. Land records management. Distributed ledger technology can create tamper-proof land ownership records, potentially resolving India's estimated 7.7 million land dispute cases that lock up 9.5 lakh crores in economic value. Pilot projects in Andhra Pradesh and Haryana have demonstrated 90% reduction in property fraud. Intellectual property protection. Blockchain can establish verifiable timestamps for creative works and innovations, protecting India's growth IP assets, which increased from 39,400 patents applications in 1011 to 58,502 in 2021 itself. Financial inclusion through decentralized finance. Blockchain-based financial services can extend banking to India's 190 million unbanked adults, potentially adding 14 lakh crores to the formal economy while reducing transaction costs by 60 to 70%. Secure electronic health records. Blockchain can enable secure patient-controlled health records accessible across healthcare providers for India's 1.5 billion citizens. This could eliminate duplicate testing, estimated to cost 25,000 crores annually, while improvising care coordination. Also, in technologies such as civil nuclear technology and SMRs, the small modular nuclear reactors, as an energy revolution, which has been initiated by the Honourable Prime Minister in this budget and the Honourable Finance Minister in this budget. Distributed power generation SMRs typically between 10 to 300 megawatts can provide reliable baseload powers for industrial clusters, remote regions and strategic facilities without requiring massive transmission infrastructure. This could address India's peak power deficit while reducing transmission losses, estimated at 38,000 crores annually. Clean hydrogen production, water desalination and purification, carbon-free industrial heat, energy security and manufacturing. These are some of the effects through these SMRs which are deployed, which can have a huge impact on the economy. Strategic planning and coordination. The powers and functions of the proposed council. Coming to this is an important aspect which will formulate a comprehensive national future technology strategy with 5, 10 and 25-year horizons, identifying priority technologies and developing pathways. Establish coordination mechanism across ministries, research institutions, industry and international partners to eliminate silos and duplication. Conduct regular technology horizon scanning and develop strategic foresight capabilities to anticipate emerging trends and disruptions. Define key national technological missions in areas of strategic importance, for example, quantum computing, advanced AI, hypersonic systems, etc. Develop frameworks for measuring and benchmarking India's technological sovereignty across critical domains. Institutional architecture and governance. Operates as an apex body with direct reporting to the Honourable Prime Minister to ensure high-level strategic direction and inter-ministerial coordination. Establish research and product development councils for key technology domains, each with dedicated research facilities, industry partnerships and commercialization pathways. Create a strategic technology advisory board comprising both of eminent experts from academia, industry, defence and civil society to provide independent guidance. Develop institutional mechanisms for rapid decision-making on technological investments, partnerships and strategic pivots. Establish a dedicated secretariat with specialized cells for technology assessment, strategic intelligence, international collaboration and policy development. Research and innovation ecosystem development. Allocates substantial multi-layer funding for fundamental and applied research in priority technology domains, ensuring stability on long-term research programs. Create a network of advanced technology research institutes focused on specific domains, like quantum computing and advanced materials, etc., with world-class facilities and talent. Establish frameworks to industry, academia collaboration, including joint research programs, talent exchange, and shared infrastructure. Develop specialized grant mechanisms for high-risk, high-reward research with streamlined applications and report requirements. Create institutionalized pathways for transitioning research from technology readiness level 3 to 4 to commercial applications of TRL 7 to 9. Commercialization and industrial development. Establish technology transfer offices with specialized expertise in intellectual property management, licensing and startups, and implementation of technology procurement initiatives to create an early markets for strategic innovation, similar to the Defence Advanced Research Projects Agency in the United States. The legislative and regulatory framework development. Advise Parliament and Government on legislative reforms required to govern emerging technologies while enabling innovation. Develop agile regulatory frameworks that address risks while allowing for experimentation and iteration. Create specialized regulatory capabilities for complex technology domains requiring deep technical expertise, like biotech and quantum cryptography. Establish anticipatory governance mechanisms to develop regulations for emerging technologies before widespread adoption creates entrenched interests. Coordinate with international bodies to ensure Indian perspectives are reflected in global technology governance frameworks. The human capital development. Create specialized fellowship programs to identify and nurture exceptional talent in strategic technology domains. Develop industry and academia curriculum collaboration to ensure educational programs align with frontier technology skills. Establish researcher mobility programs to enable talent circulation between academia, industry and government. Create specialized training programs for mid-career professionals to transition into emerging technologies and fields. Develop international talent attraction programs to bring leading researchers and entrepreneurs to India's technology ecosystem. International collaboration and strategic partnerships. With the spirit of Vishwamitra Bharat, we can establish strategic technology partnerships with like-minded nations to pool resources, share capabilities and develop common standards. create specialized diplomatic capabilities for technology negotiations and partnerships, develop frameworks for responsible technology transfer that protect national security while enabling global scientific collaboration, participate actively in international technology governance forums to shape global norms aligned with the Indian values and interests, create dedicated programs for diaspora engagement to leave global Indian talent for the national technology development, impact on research, startups and market development. Transforming the research ecosystem. The Council's integrated approach could increase research commercialization rates from the current 5 to 7% to 20 to 25% by creating clear pathways from laboratories to market. Long-term stable funding commitments would enable high-risk, high-reward research programs that currently struggle under short-term grant cycles. The network of specialized research institutes could achieve critical mass in strategic domains, similar to how ISRO transformed the space capabilities through sustained institutional development. Research productivity could increase by 30 to 40% through shared infrastructure, reduced administrative burdens, and strategic coordination. International research collaborations represent 33% of India's high-impact publications, could expand to 45 to 50% through strategic partnerships and programs. So, catalyzing the deep tech startup growth. The deep tech startup ecosystem could grow from the current base of approximately 3,000 startups to 15 to 20,000 startups by 2030 through dedicated incubation and acceleration programs. Survival rates of hardware and deep tech startups could improve from 20 to 25% right now, going to 40 to 45% through specialized support mechanisms addressing their unique challenges. Time to market for deep tech innovations could reduce by 30 to 40% through streamlined regulatory pathways and demonstrative infrastructure. Venture funding for deep tech could grow from a current 2 to 3 billion annually to 15 to 20 billion by 2030 through dedicated investment vehicles and risk-sharing mechanisms. There are multiple accelerating market development and adoptions. Government procurement of innovative technologies, currently representing less than 5% of the public procurement, could expand to 15 to 20% through mission-driven acquisition programs. Regulatory sandboxes and standards development could reduce market entry barriers for new technologies by 40 to 50%. Industry adoption of emerging technologies could accelerate by establishing common platforms and interoperability standards, potentially increasing productivity growth by 1 to 2% annually. Strategic missions focused on societal challenges could create early markets for technologies addressing healthcare access, environment sustainability, and digital inclusion. India's technology export capabilities could expand from the current service-dominated model to include advanced hardware and intellectual property, potentially adding $100 to $150 billion to the annual exports by 2030. The economic value creation. The proposed Council's initiatives could potentially add, like I said, 1 to 1.5% to India's annual GDP, growth through productivity enhancements, new industry creations, and improved competitiveness. The direct job creation in high technology sectors could reach anywhere between 5 to 7 million by 2030, with an additional 10 to 15 million indirect jobs across the supply chain also created in the process. Import substitution in critical technologies could save $30 to $50 billion annually by 2030, improving trade balance and economic resilience. New industry creation in the quantum technologies, advanced materials, and biotechnology could generate $100 to $150 billion in annual economic value by 2035. Public investments in strategic technologies could leverage 3 to 5 times of the private capital, creating a multiplier effect for the overall economy. Vice Chairman, ma'am, I would like to conclude my submissions, and in my conclusion, I would definitely urge the House to pay attention to this issue of umpteen importance, which affects directly our mission to becoming a Viksit Rashtra by 2047. The establishment of a Council for Future Affairs represents a strategic imperative for India at the pivotal moment in technological history. As we have examined The pace of technology change is accelerating dramatically, and countries that establish institutional mechanisms to anticipate and shape these challenges and changes will secure lasting advantages in economic prosperity, national security, and global influence. Haryana's pioneering initiative with its Department of Future Affairs demonstrates how effective governance structures can coordinate technology adoption across sectors. At the national level, a Council for Future Affairs would amplify this approach, creating an integrated ecosystem while research seamlessly translates into market-ready innovation across key strategic domains. This proposal aligns perfectly with the vision of Honourable Prime Minister of a technologically advanced, self-reliant India and the broader aspirations of a Viksit Bharat. By establishing this council, we can ensure that India not only participates in the next wave of technology revolutions, but actively shapes them according to our values and national interests and our ecosystem. The economic security and the societal benefits would be substantial, from accelerated GDP growth and creating millions of high-quality jobs to addressing critical national challenges in healthcare, agriculture, energy and defence. The proposed council would serve as both catalyst and coordinator, bringing together our considerable national assets, our demographic dividends, our digital infrastructure, our innovation ecosystem and strategic leadership to position India as a global technology leader. Honourable Chairman, or Honourable Vice Chairman, Ma'am, as we stand at the threshold of a new technological era, the establishment of this council represents not merely an institutional reform, but a strategic national investment in India's future. I urge this House to support this resolution and take a decisive step towards securing India's rightful place as a leader in future affairs. Thank you.